Hi everyone, as you can see this is going to be a different video because I'm not in the city exploring, doing some challenges. I'm just here in my hometown, and yeah, this video is going to be about traveling to Russia, and I made this video for people who don't want to travel to Russia but are curious to know how it looks like to travel there, and also for people who actually have a plan to go there, to travel there, but they having a hard time gathering the right information about it. So, and they probably mm, would like to know what are the things to consider and what they should take care of. I will give some guidance, some tips based on my own experience, based on my last year trip to Russia. I know that traveling to Russia right now might be concerning for many people because, of course, what's going on right now. And I already, in my series Road to Mongolia, I already mentioned the reason why I went there, so I won't repeat myself. And yeah, so with that being said, just get straight to the topic. So first thing first, regarding documents, I didn't have any issue, but of course this depends on where are you from, on your passport. So for me, as Italian citizen, I stayed in Russia for 2 weeks, and for 2 weeks I used an electronic visa, and it was pretty easy to get it. It costed around 50-70 euro, more or less, and you need insurance, health insurance. But other than that, since it was just 2 weeks, I didn't need any invitation that usually is required if you travel to Russia for more than 2 weeks. So yeah, for documents you need to check for yourself because of course based on your country where you're from it can be different. But for me, like as Italian citizen, documents was super easy. And be aware that when you will go across, like when you will enter the country, either is on the airport or if you go across on land, like maybe you go with bus from another country with a taxi, I don't know, whatever, they probably will ask you some questions, so it can take some time. They can take you in a separate area where they will ask you some general questions, like for example, why are you in Russia, what's your goal, and like how long are you going to stay there, and these type of questions. Depends on the person. Sometimes it can be very fast, sometimes it can be very long. For me, I was lucky because when I entered Russia it was not super fast but not long. It was like around 30 minutes maybe. But I know people that spent 2 hours in this area, and like for 2 hours they had to answer this type of questions. So it really depends, but anyway, just be ready, be prepared because this can happen. And now let's get to the issues that I had in my experience. I had basically three main issues. One is with internet, second is with payments, and the third one is with accommodation. So these are three very, very important things that you need to take care of and really think about it when you travel to Russia. Better before travel to Russia. So first thing first, internet. Um, my issue was that I was expecting to use public Wi-Fi, like in cafes and like hotels and these places, like public spaces. I thought I could use easily public Wi-Fi, but that was not the case. Because in Russia, public Wi-Fi now is, I don't know if it's now, it was like this already before, but anyway, now it's like it's linked to your private number, your personal number, so phone number, and and you need to have a Russian phone number. So you cannot, if you, for example, try to connect to public Wi-Fi and you type your phone number, if it's international number, it doesn't work. You need to type a Russian phone number. So you might say now, okay, then easy. It's like I'm gonna make a SIM card, Russian SIM card. It's not that easy now because you first need to go to office and get an identification number that is called the SNILS. I will write it somewhere here so it's more clear. And yeah, and once only once you get this identification number, then you can get a SIM card, a Russian SIM card. The problem is that to get this identification number, it's not easy, it's not fast. It takes up to 5 days. So if you stay like 1 week, let's say, and you need to wait 5 days to get this number, and then with this number go to the shop and buy a SIM card, then of course it doesn't really make sense, you know. So how did I manage this? Fortunately, I was coming from Georgia, and in Georgia I bought a Georgian SIM card that had in its package also roaming for specifically for Russia. This helped me like navigating and moving around. Of course, I tried to be as savvy as possible with my connection, with my data. So, of course, no uploads. I try to minimize as much as possible scrolling Instagram and yeah. Talking about Instagram. When I was there, it was impossible to access Instagram or other like social medias. So now I don't know because it's almost 1 year since I was there. So I don't know now. I think it's even maybe worse the situation right now with internet. But when I was there, I used NordVPN that was helped me to get around this. So yeah, just use a VPN and you can access all your website. NordVPN works perfectly in Russia. And if you have friends there in Russia that can host you, when you connect to their Wi-Fi at home, it's you don't need any phone number. Then it's yeah, you can just use their Wi-Fi to connect, and it works perfectly. The only issue again is with public spaces, public places, because yeah, you need, in that case you need a Russian a proper Russian number to connect. And now let's talk about the second issue, that is payment. I was well aware of this situation, of this problem, right already before I was even planning to go to Russia. So I made some research, and the issue with me was that I found an article that was not really updated. So in this article, it was mentioned that it was possible to use online bank account, a Russian bank account that is called Tinkoff, that is very, very popular in Russia. And with that one, I could link it. I could link this card, this online account, to my Italian card. Unfortunately, I found out when I was in Russia that this was not the case because, as I told you, the article I read wasn't updated. So in reality, this Tinkoff bank also was at the time when I was there was under sanctions. So I couldn't link my Italian card. Fortunately, I had some cash with me, but of course, and it's like this is the like number one way you can get around with the money problems, but of course you cannot bring infinite amount of money. Also, there might be some unexpected expenses, and it's with cash money is always a bit complicated, because you need to know exactly how much amount you can take with you, because in Russia you cannot withdraw, of course you cannot withdraw money. Western Union doesn't work. Any service, any transfer money, at least as far as I know, at that moment, at that time when I was there, it didn't work. Now things might be a bit different, so it's important that you do your um, own research about that, and be very very how to say, be very uh, careful with this, because this is a crucial, really crucial part, because once you are there in Russia, it's gonna be super difficult then if you run out of money to get some other money, if to get to get money. So how did I solve this? Two ways. You either have a friend that has uh, a Russian bank account that is the same bank as you have. Like, for example, let's say you decided to make to register, to sign up, and to create your Russian bank account with this company, Tinkoff, for example. Then you need to find a person that has this same bank account with some money on it, of course, and also has another bank account in Europe, based in Europe. So in this case, you can I say based in Europe because I'm from Europe, of course, but it's just it needs this person has to have like another bank account in another country. Then what you can do is transfer your money, the money from your main bank account to his external bank account, and then your friend will convert the money to his Russian bank account, and then transfer from his or her from their bank account, will transfer from their bank account, Russian bank account, to your Russian bank account. Okay. um, yeah, it's a bit complicated, I know, but this is one way. In case you have friends that again have two bank accounts, one Russian and one that is in another country, that in this way you can work this out. It's pretty manageable, it's pretty easy, and of course the main thing is that this person has to have enough money, the amount of money that you need in their bank account. The second way was with cryptos. So yeah, if you are not familiar with crypto, as I was when I was there and I had to deal with it, it's easier than you might think. I used a service, a platform that is called the Bybit. Over there, what you do, the mechanism is pretty easy, it's pretty simple. So you just buy cryptos, USDT, because it's the most stable crypto. So you buy USDT with your currency, and then you sell your USDT to a person that has rubles, the currency of Russia. So you of course are going probably to lose some money in the exchange because of the fees, but it's a guaranteed way that you can get your money. Just be like careful with the people you are selling to your USDT, because some can be scammers, but the platform itself is pretty easy to navigate, and it has a very strong like system to protect you from scammers. So to sum up all of these for payments, I had these two options. So either through a friend that has bank two bank account, one Russian and one in another country, or with cryptos. Again, this was for me was valid for me back then when I was in Russia, like in last year. I don't know right now if there are some new ways to get some money. So again, uh, do your own research, but take the keep this in mind. That's very important. The payment, don't underestimate. Don't think that it's going to be easy or you will find some way. It's better to first have first understand how you can deal with this before going to Russia, because otherwise once you are there it will be just a big headache for you. And now let's get to the third issue that I had. That was also the most unexpected one, because yeah, for internet and for payments I knew that there were some issues with it. That's very well known. But for accommodation, I didn't know this. I didn't expect this. And so this is probably the most important thing to consider when you travel to Russia. Accommodation. So what happened with me was that at the beginning, so I stayed 2 weeks there. The first few days I was in a hotel in near the central station, near, not the central because there is no central Moscow, but near one of the main stations in Moscow. And yeah, what happened was that in Russia, actually, when you check in the hotel or in any place, even if it's your friend's apartment, you need to register yourself. So local authorities, they need to know where you stay. Okay, registration is a document, is a piece of paper where you fill your data, your like name, family name. So you need to do it. And actually, the thing is that you don't need to do it. It's the accommodation, so the hotel, hostel, the apartment where you stay, or just like even your friend, if you stay by your friends, it's your friend that has to do this through their website, the government website. They need to register you. So to register you, they need you to give a document, a piece of paper that is called in Russian registracja. That is, guess what? Registration. Yeah. So yeah, you need this piece of paper. What happened with me was that when I checked in at this hotel, they didn't give me this paper. Because why? Um, Apparently, it's something that many places they do in Russia. I think it's because it's kind of an extra task for them to register you, and it's kind of very like, I don't know exactly the processes behind it, but it apparently it's kind of long, or it requires a much more effort, to do this. So many, what they do, they don't give you the registration. And what happens is in most of the cases that you are the person, you as a guest, you are the person facing the consequences. Because why? Because then let's say, for example, you stay 3 days in a place and then you change and go to another place. This other place requires you the registration from the previous place. Okay, so if you don't have this registration, they cannot check you in. And this is exactly what happened to me, because I was the first 5 days in this hotel. They didn't make the registration. Then I went to my friend's apartment, and then when I came back to the hotel where I previously stayed, they didn't let me check in. And I had issues checking in other places as well. Why? Because of this reason. Because I didn't have the registration that they should have given to me at the beginning. There was a big issue for me because I was afraid that I wasn't probably able also to leave the country because of this. Fortunately, I was staying. I went back to my friend's home, friend's apartment, and I stayed there until I just left Moscow. And then when I went to Irkutsk in Siberia, they checked me in, and everything was okay. The problem was just apparently in Moscow, and it seems like something that they do in Moscow. It's pretty common in Moscow. They do this thing. So, um, my my concern was that probably this gonna be an issue when I leave the country. Fortunately, it's not. Just you won't have any problems with this uh, when you leave the country. It's not something that um, they will make. You will have issue with at the passport control. You know that there's nothing about that. Um, the issue that you will have is that in the city, if this happens in the city, in a specific city, and you stay in that same city, then it will be a problem to um, to check in other places. Okay, um, so long story short, it's super important whenever you check in, or even if you stay at your friend's apartment, you need to register. Okay, you need to register because the authorities need to know where you are. Okay, so do it in order to avoid all the headache that I had in my last days in Moscow. And also be careful and look the reviews of the hotels, because I use the Yandex, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I use the Yandex because of course Booking.com and Airbnb are not working in Russia. So I use their local platform for bookings, that is Yandex, one of the main things that Yandex does. Um, and yeah, on but I just looked for some place that was close to the station, but I didn't really pay attention to the reviews. Actually, after all these things happened, I went back and I saw the reviews, and there like many people that were actually describing my same situation. So um, it's always important to look for reviews, uh, because these they will tell a lot about the place if they do things like this, you know, because there are many places that avoid doing registration, above all, especially the cheap ones. Okay, so uh, if you want to travel to Russia, if you plan to travel to Russia, this is super important thing. And this for me was kind of unexpected, because actually I didn't think about that at all. So yeah, this is it. These are the three things that you should really take in consideration before traveling to Russia, and are three things that you need to solve. You need to have a solution for before going to Russia, because otherwise it's going to be super complicated. Um, yeah, that's it for now for this video. Hope it will be helpful to the people that planning to travel there, or hope it was interesting for the people that were curious about how traveling in Russia it is. I can tell you, apart from these issues, for the rest, is super chill traveling to Russia, and it's not there is no problem. Train work perfectly, flights also. There might be some delay or some cancellation due to drones that sometimes fly, but in general, it's pretty easy to travel. And just need to be aware of these obstacles with payments, internet, and accommodation. But once you solve these, is everything is much smoother. Okay. And yeah, in general, I enjoyed anyway my time in Russia. I do have many friends there, and was able also to go to Siberia. It was really even just for one day, but it was really nice. So yes, that's it for now. Don't want I talk too much, and I will see you in the next video. And also before I end this video, just if you want some more travel content, I have also my Instagram account, my Instagram page, where I share different type of video about my travels, not vlogs, but they are more about locations, cool culture, experiences, and this type of thing. So you can this my Instagram account, I will put it here. And yeah, so this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you didn't subscribe yet, because there are more vlogs coming soon, more useful info about other countries that you need to know, and will help you to travel country more smoothly. And yeah, so see you in the next one. Peace.